Welcome back to the channel. You made it to another one. Well, good for you, right? You came here because I think you found a lot of value in the last videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, check us out, Universal Accounting Center. Well, that brings me to my topic today, closing, right? Closing is something you guys should get excited about. It should bring a lot of enthusiasm to your conversations when you start talking about closing, right? And if you're an accountant or CPA, you got a low, let's say your close rate's not the best. It's pretty low, right? It's not because you guys don't have a service that's valuable, all right? It's because you're selling like an accountant, not a closer. What ends up happening is you become logical, extremely detailed. You start pretty much explaining everything really quick. You just throw it at them. I call it info dumping. You're really good at that, right? And that's exactly why you're losing deals. So today, I'm basically going to show you what it takes to become an elite closer and what they do differently. So your problem is, number one, and I would write this down if I were you guys, your problem is, number one, you're too logical. All right, so here's the hard truth. All right, people do not buy based on logic. They justify with logic, but they decide emotionally. And what do most accountants do? They say things like, guys, it's horrible, right? And I know some of you do this. We reconcile your books monthly. We help with compliance. We ensure accuracy. Nobody wakes up wanting that. You know what they wake up thinking about? How do I stop feeling out of control? How to stop stressing about money? How do I grow my business? How do I stop guessing? So you have to remember, the more logic-based this conversation is, I'm probably losing the deal. So what you need to get good at is controlling the frame so you don't lose the deal, right? And at the highest level, closing is about one thing, guys. Who controls the conversation? So if the prospect is, this is what you're going to get, all right? Most of the time, you guys are used to this. Now, leave a comment in the section if I'm wrong, but asking random questions, jumping topics, controlling the pace. Guys, if that's going on, you've already lost, right? Well, what elite closers do instead is they want to slow down and redirect. So here's a beautiful word track for you. Remember, you should be taking notes, pause, rewind, all that stuff, right? But here's a good track for you. Hey, that's a great question, and we're going to get to that. But before we go there, I just need to understand this first. Now you're leading, okay? Write this down. Real pain, not surface pain. Real pain, not surface pain. That's where the deal's actually won. And listen, most accountants, they stop at, I need help with my books. And I need you to understand that that's not pain, that's a symptom. You need to go deeper. Let me help you out here. What's frustrating about that? How long has that been happening? What's costing you right now? What happens if this goes on for a whole nother year? What's that going to be like? Then I need you to go a little bit deeper, okay? How does that affect your business growth? How does that affect you personally? You're not digging for information. You're making them feel the problem. No emotion equals no sale. Write that down. No emotion equals no sale, okay? Now, this is where amateurs are going to fall apart, guys, on the next section here. Make them see the future. All right, I need you to sell the outcome, okay? Amateurs fall apart here. They don't want to do it. They go from pain straight to explaining services, right? And that's weak. You need to transition into vision, okay? Let me help you out here. Let's flip this for a second. If this was handled the right way, what would that look like for you? And then you need to stack it, okay? What would your numbers look like? What would your stress level be? What would that allow? What would that allow you to do in your next business, right? What would that allow for you to do next in your business? Gosh, I'm over here. I get so excited. I'm thinking about the next business. Heck, we're going to solve the problems here and sell this. Let's go to the next, right? But what you're doing here is you're building a gap where they are and where they want to be. So you have to understand, guys, the bigger the gap, the easier the close, right? And you need to start presenting like a closer, okay? Now, and only now, when you present, okay, I need you to lock in, okay, and just say, hey, how we handling this today? What credit card you putting this on? So now, this is the part. Present like a closer. Conviction, authority, belief. Speak with confidence. Okay, take them right through the deal. We paying with what card we paying with? How we doing this today? All right. You've already sold the outcome. You've already done all those things. So don't speak hesitantly, right? Speak as if you know everything's going to be okay, We're on the phone for a reason. This is how the deal's going to go. So this is where most accounts, you guys completely blow it. You guys start info dumping down at the close. I need you to stop doing that. Elite presentation is simple. Write this down. Problem to solution to outcome. All right, here's a word track for you. Based on what you told me, here's exactly what I would do. And then tie everything back. This fixes your cash flow. This gives you visibility in your numbers. This puts you back in control. No fluff and no over-explaining, okay? The close, write this down. Guys, this is where you truly get paid. This is where you either act like a professional salesman, closer, because you are. You're a bookkeeper by skill, but you're a closer and a salesman when you're doing the deals. It's just, you got to be like a pro. Okay, so no hoping and wishing. Most people say, let me know what you think, and I want you to know that's not a close. That's you giving up. And what elite closers do is they assume the decision. All right, let's get this handled using card or ACH. Or do you want to fix this now or keep dealing with it? Then you do something most people can't do. You be quiet. And silence is where money is made. All right, so the next one, objections. Guys, you got to get good at these. If you're getting objections, that's a wonderful thing. That means they're considering it. But here's where most accountants fail. Once again, right? You answer objections too logically. That's wrong. You bring them back to the problem. Example, I need to think about it. Here's an elite response. I get that, but help me understand what specifically are you unsure about, right? Let them answer. Then, is it the investment, or are you sure this is not going to solve the problem that we talked about today? Is it not going to solve the problem? Is it the investment, or are you actually sure, or are you not sure this problem is going to get solved? Okay? So isolate it. Then you loop it back. If we don't fix this, what happens? Bring them back to pain. Then move forward again. The real difference, it's not scripts, it's not tricks. It's certainty, control, plus emotional intelligence. Okay? So if you can have certainty, control, and emotional intelligence, guess what? You're going to control the conversation. You're going to make them feel the problem. You're going to show them a better future. You're going to lead them to the decision. Guys, that's called closing right there. So remember, if you're an accountant, a CPA, or a bookkeeper, and you master this stuff, notice I don't do all the fancy boards and all that crap. I don't need to. You need to just take notes and write down what I'm saying and apply it. So if you master this, you don't chase clients anymore. You're going to start choosing them. Make sure you like and subscribe. I love making these videos. See you guys in the next